This is a breaking news alert from 24-Hour News 8.
Tonight, 4 fugitives on the run for nearly 2 weeks have been caught in a dramatic takedown out west in Colorado.
These 2 escaped inmates and their girlfriends had our communities on edge. They are all behind bars tonight. We were the first to break the news tonight that they were busted hundreds of miles away in Canyon City, Colorado, at the budget host Royal Gorge Inn. We do know that when police stormed into the motel, they found a meth lab in the suspect's room.
We have poured all of our resources into tracking down this story. You will hear from the U.S. Marshals Service about how they caught these 4.
You'll also hear compelling interviews with an eyewitness to an arrest and the mother of one of the girls on the run.
We want to begin our team coverage tonight with Ken Kolker. He knows how the marshals caught up with these guys out west. Ken?
Yeah, Brian, it's through the Fugitive Task Force says it was just a matter of good old-fashioned police work that led them to the suspects. It started with questioning the suspect's circle of friends and determining that Colorado was among the places they might be headed. Police said they were told that one of the suspects has an acquaintance there.
When we developed further information that we thought it was likely they were headed that way, we sent the whole case file out there.
They worked with the Marshals Service in Colorado, who worked with local police, first looking for that pickup stolen in Kokomo. They never found it.
The next logical spot is, where do these guys sleep?
Then they went motel to motel in Canyon City with photographs of the suspects.
We got a hit. They set up surveillance and watched this one motel for quite some time.
That was the budget host Royal Gorge Inn. Then this evening, they arrested the 2 men without incident.
They went down without a fight.
Then they arrested the girlfriends in a stolen car on the street in front of that motel. The marshals say it appears the car was stolen somewhere in Iowa. Police say that arresting the suspects was a high priority.
These guys basically were a 4-person crime wave in West Michigan over the last week and a half. So it was, and I don't think they stopped their crime wave across the western part of the U.S. as well.
Now, the marshals say that all 4 likely will face charges in Canyon City. It's not clear when they would then be extradited back to West Michigan. Live in the newsroom, Ken Kolker, 24-Hour News 8.
Ken, thank you. We are just learning new information about a meth lab being found in that motel.
Yeah, joining us now on the phone is David Ortiz from our affiliate in Colorado. David, you have been at that motel tonight. Set the scene for us. What are police saying about that meth lab?
I just got done talking with Canyon City Police. They are still at that hotel right now. They said as those 2 men were about to enter the hotel room, that's when they were arrested. Officers went inside the hotel room and discovered the active meth lab. Now, they had to immediately evacuate that hotel, shut it down. Luckily, there were only 3 other people inside, and they say no one was hurt. But officers did want to caution these fugitives posed a serious threat to the public. They did tell us that they were armed, although they would not go into detail about what type of weapons that they did have. They also told us that all 4, they believe, arrived in Canyon City sometime yesterday. So they had been here for about at least 24 hours. Now, all 4 suspects are currently being held at the Fremont County Justice Center here in Canyon City. That's the latest information. David Ortiz reporting. Brian and Sue, back to you.
Okay, thank you so much for the live report there from Colorado tonight. We appreciate that information. Now, here is a quick look at what led to today's arrest. Kenneth Grauman and Gregory Bradshaw escaped from a halfway house in Lake County nearly 2 weeks ago. After several sightings and close calls, they escaped with their girlfriends and then they took off to Indiana. The last confirmed sighting before today was 1 week ago in Kokomo, Indiana, and then they headed west. Tonight, we talked with an eyewitness who watched the dramatic arrest go down. And 24-Hour News 8's Tom Hillen joins us in studio with her story now. Tom?
So the woman does not want to be identified. She was in Canyon City, Colorado, and watched as police made their move. She works at a nearby business and saw the 2 girls, Laura Grauman and 17-year-old Brittany Rector, get arrested. She says police drove up behind a silver car that had 2 women in it. The woman says police had their weapons drawn and forced them out of the car. Listen to her first-hand account of what happened tonight.
Don't move a muscle, you know, that kind of thing. And then they got the passenger out and kept the driver inside. And then when they got her out of the car, then they pulled out the driver, and she was literally face down kissing the ground. And she was banded behind her back, and then her feet were banded so that she was not able to move, period.
That witness says she never saw the men arrested, but we have confirmed tonight that all 4 are in custody.
The families of the young women caught up in this mess have been wondering and watching just like you over the last few weeks. How would it end? Well, tonight, 24 Hour News 8 Steve Kelso's in Allegan talking with fugitive Laura Grauman's mom. Steve?
Yeah, good evening. We're outside of the Allegan City Police Department tonight because it was from here that Rick Hoyer, police chief here, told us first about these arrests. About 6 miles down the road here in a rural area of Allegan County lives Dawn Morse. She is Laura Grauman's mother and a distant cousin to Kenneth Grauman. She's had a sense of relief this evening. She had been concerned that things would end much worse. Good news for you tonight.
Yeah, they found her and she's not dead.
You had thought it might not turn out this way.
No, I was very afraid that they were going to call me and have me come and identify her body. It's been the worst 2 weeks of my whole life. We were all afraid it was going to end up bad.
Yeah, you know she's going to face criminal charges.
Yes. Yeah, at least she's alive.
We have followed this story across the country, and this time's no different. New at 11, our reporter in Colorado tracked down an eyewitness who watched the whole thing go down. 24 Hour News 8's Joe LaFurgey has the story.
The fugitives' run from the law ended here in Canyon City, Colorado. Our cross-country trip helped reveal new information on their cross-country escape.
And there was like 8 police officers that were all stand up over here, and then the SWAT team pulled up around here.
Carl Armstrong, himself a Michigan native, saw the end to that escape.
They were all camoed out. They had some M16s, some shotguns. They were all suited up and ready to go.
Carl works at the Burger King next door to the Budget Host Motel where Ken Grauman II, Greg Bradshaw, Ken's cousin Laura Grauman, and his 17-year-old girlfriend Brittany Rector were hiding out. It all came to an end about 5:30 Thursday afternoon.
I really want to know what's going on. I want to see if something happens over here because things could get bad quick.
But things didn't get bad this time. Police in Canyon were able to do what everyone had hoped, bring a safe end to the 2-week ordeal. There were times when it appeared it would not end that way. The group instigated a number of high-speed police pursuits. We learned officers in Michigan were worried about the safety of the 17-year-old Rector, who her mother claims was under Ken Grauman's meth-induced control. Police in Colorado knew that. When U.S. Marshals asked for their help in arresting the fugitives, police waited until Ken Grauman and Bradshaw were away from their stolen car and the women, isolated in the hallway of the motel.
We put a lot of effort into strategizing how to make this arrest, using surprise, using an overwhelming amount of force, and it went just as planned.
Patrol officers spotted Laura Grauman and Brittany Rector in the stolen car a short time later, ending the 1,200-mile manhunt. In the hotel room, officers found a meth lab, a .357 Magnum handgun, and nearly $2,300 in cash. And we're continuing to dig into court documents and find even more witnesses to bring you more information on this 2-week ordeal. In Canyon City, Colorado, Joe LaFurgey, 24 Hour News 8.